Hi guys, so I hope you enjoyed the first video and you're liking this series so far. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about financial statements. So financial statements are very important for any entity and it kind of gives you a snapshot of the accounts, how they're working. And it's basically, I compare it to the blood test report of a person. So that's how you find out the financial statements. Like from financial statements, you can estimate what the company is, how the company is operating, basically. So let's get started with the financial statements and figure out what really these are. So I'll just share my screen and share the slide. Okay, I hope it's visible. Let me see if I am visible. So I hope I am visible too. Okay, so what are financial statements? So to explain the concept of financial statements, I'll be dealing with Schedule 3 of the Companies Act. Mostly because the format that Schedule 3 gives is a structured format that all companies follow. And other than that, mostly other firms and partnership firms, trust, LLP, and etc. They also follow a similar format, but they don't need to follow a specific format, whereas companies need to follow the format. Okay, so when we are talking about during this entire discussion, we are going to talk about mainly companies, partnership firms, proprietorship firms, sole proprietorship trusts, LLPs. These all of these also prepare balance sheets of their own, but they do not need to uh, follow a specific format that the companies have to follow. So when I talk about Schedule 3, so most people know like what Schedule 3 is, but they don't know like uh, it's Schedule 3 to what. So basically, it's the Schedule 3 to the Companies Act 2013. So I hope you can see, though, this is the entire Companies Act. So during my CA final studies, we used to refer to the Companies Act. So that's why I have the Bare Act with me. So this entire Companies Act has 470 sections. Some have been deleted, but there are roughly 470 sections that the Companies Act have, and all sections are applicable to the companies. Now, at the end of the section, so like after the 470th section, there are multiple schedules that are there. Okay, so multiple schedules that are there, which specify different kinds of things that companies have to follow. I'll deal with those later as well, but I'm just giving you an idea of like why these are being followed. So any company that prepares financial statements has to comply with has to prepare their books of accounts as per the Companies Act. So today I'm going to deal with that. So moving on. So as I was saying, there are multiple sections. So section 2. So one important thing that people who have not studied law or law or something might not know is generally, not in all cases, but generally it's seen that section 2, section 2 of any act is generally gives you the definitions of within that act. So there are multiple things that are in this act. Now, section 2 of the act is basically, one second. Okay. So as I was saying, section 2 of any act, so even the Companies Act, section 2 gives you the definitions of various things like what are debentures, what are equity shares, what are financial statements for that instance. So, and all of these are arranged in alphabetical order. So anyways, I'm digressing into sections and stuff. So basically section 2 clause subsection 40 gives you the financial state definition of financial statements. Now, generally, if you ask any person who has done a little bit of accounts or knows a little bit about accounts and financial statements, if you ask them what financial statements are, they'll generally tell you it's balance sheet, profit and loss account, and cash flow statement, which is right. Okay, so these are the mainly the most three important things that comprise of a financial statement. But this is an incomplete thing. So as I have written over here, it's balance sheet, okay, profit and loss account, and or income and expenditure account. So for example, any company which is operating for profit, so it's the motive of operation of that company. For example, Reliance, for Indian Oil, GAIL, ONGC, all these companies are operating because they want to earn profit. So they prepare profit and loss accounts. Income and expenditure account is prepared by those companies which operate not for profit, but to basically not for profit organizations. Okay, so NGOs, trusts and stuff. So they prepare income and expenditure account. And cash flow statements are basically a statement which gives you a snapshot of where cash is coming and where cash is going out. Okay, so these are the three most important parts, but this is not the complete definition. So the complete thing is, yes, balance sheet, profit and loss account, cash flow statement, statement of changes in equity. So this is called SOKI. So statement of changes in equity basically says that, as you guys might know, balance sheet consists of equity and liability and assets. Within equity, there might be changes during the year. So that is where the statement of changes in equity come in. Okay, so that is called a statement of changes in equity. And then notes to accounts. So basically, notes to accounts is kind of a zoom in version. So the balance sheet, profit and loss account are kind of summaries. Now, for each small detail that they have, they give it in the notes to accounts. Right. So any small details that this, sorry, I went to the next slide. So any specific thing like revenue, for example, for tangible assets, intangible assets, investments, anything you want to elaborate, you put it in the notes to accounts. So that's why without these two things, the financial statements are not complete. Okay. So these are the 5 things that comprise of financial statements. Now, financial statements, if you see, there's something called balance sheet is a statement that is on a specific day. Profit and loss is called an account because it's the profit and loss during a period, right? It's very important to understand this because balance sheet is a statement of your assets and liabilities at a certain day. If you take a balance sheet on 31st March, it will be different. If you take a balance sheet on any other day, it will be different. Profit and loss account is basically a cumulative from the first day of the year till, so 5 months later, if you take the profit and loss account, it will be different. 6 months later, you take the profit and loss account, it will be different. So it's basically a statement of profit and loss between 2 periods or during the year, okay, or during the quarter or something. Generally in India, financial statements are prepared at the end of a financial year. Sometimes they do prepare quarterly, half yearly and stuff, but all companies have to prepare the financial statements at the end of the financial year. And in India, financial year ends on 31st March. Okay, so I hope this part is clear. Now, financial statements, there's another section called Section 129, subsection 1 of the Companies Act, which says that whenever you prepare the financial statements, it should give you a true and fair view. So true and fair view basically says that whatever you're presenting in the financial statements, that should be accurate. Okay, so reasonably accurate portrayal of your financials should be given. So that's why true and fair view. I could go on explaining about true and fair, but I don't want to elaborate on that part and go into that place. So first thing is it must give you a true and fair view. Secondly, it should comply with the accounting standards. So in my first episode, I have explained what accounting standards are. So the Companies Act is also saying that whenever you prepare financial statement, make sure that those are in compliance with the accounting standards. Once this is done, then you also saying that the financial statement should be as per Schedule 3. And as I already mentioned, Schedule 3 of, because it's the Companies Act 2013, so it's saying Schedule 3 of the Companies Act. Correct? Now, Schedule 3 gives the format of balance sheet and profit and loss account and statement of changes in equity, and Ind AS 7. So I explained about Ind AS and AS. So Ind AS 7 gives you the format of the cash flow statements, and in other cases it would be in AS 3. Okay, so don't worry about that, but basically this is a snapshot. Now, as I was mentioning, there are multiple schedules in this Companies Act. So there are, to be precise, there are 7 schedules on the Companies Act, and we have to deal with the schedule 3. But just for information purposes, I wanted to share with you guys what the other schedules are. So other schedules are basically, schedule 1 gives you the memorandum and articles of association. So if you don't know, I'll just give you a brief. Memorandum and articles of association is kind of a rule book for the companies, like how the companies will operate, that are mentioned in the memorandum and articles of association. Schedule 2 explains the useful life for depreciation. So in case you're familiar with depreciation, so depreciation, any asset is depreciated on the basis of the useful life of that asset. And now to give a standardization on the useful life of the asset, the Companies Act itself gives you a schedule of the various assets and the various number of years through which useful life should be calculated. Schedule 3 gives you the pro forma of the financial statements, which has division 1, division 2, and division 3. Schedule 4 gives you code for independent director. Schedule 5 gives you director's remuneration. Schedule 6 gives you infrastructure projects, and 7 gives you CSR policies. So these are not that relevant. Schedule 3 is the only thing that is relevant for us. So before I go into schedule 3, so basically division 1 deals with your division 1 deals with those companies which have to comply with AS, and division 2 deals with those companies which have to comply with Ind AS, and division 3 deals with NBFCs. So I hope this first part of what financial statements are, this part is a little more clear to you before we move into the next part. So in the next part, I'll be talking about what balance sheets are, and then what profit and loss accounts are, and then subsequently I'll go deeper into depreciation, deferred tax, and stuff. So thank you so much for watching. Meet you in the next episode, and I hope you're liking this, and looking forward to the next episode. So thank you, and please subscribe to get notified for the next videos that are coming up. So thank you so much.